Welcome to PROspective. This is a regular video where we're going to talk about different topics within sports vision and performance vision. So for the first one we're going to talk about is eye dominance, a very common topic that is discussed around a table where there might be a couple of Sprites or beers, but often it can be kind of a controversial topic. So hey, I'm going to pass it to Derek. What do you think about eye dominance?
This is probably the thing I get most from, I would say, everyone from minor league trainers and coaches right up to professional coaches. This constant theory that, there's some innate link between eye dominance and basically stance, or your dominance hitting side, your dominant shooting side, your dominant basically whatever, your dominant foot side. And that's one of the things that we just really haven't found, whether it be through peer-reviewed literature or in a lot of experience working with athletes. I've seen no correlation at all, especially at a younger level, to switching them for any reason. Keith, what do you think?
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. I mean, I think it's a fun thing to talk about, and certainly to Derek's point, a lot of people want to have the conversation from coaches to players and all the way up, but ultimately, I agree. I think there's, some fun things that we can talk about, and there's the fun things that we can test for. But then there's the other, proof in the pudding side of it of, what actually goes onto the field and makes a difference. And eye dominance, I just don't believe is one of them. To Derek's point, it's not something you can change. It's not something we can train or enhance. Someone's right eye dominant, but a left-handed hitter or something like that, and you're looking to make that change or change the mechanics of the player. I mean, it's just simply something to talk about, but I don't know that it has any kind of real credence to sports performance.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that people like to talk about because it's kind of fun and it's easy to measure, right? I mean, it's a good thing to know, but I think it's an easy thing to measure. But so much in sport is binocular. So that's why I don't think that for most sport, with the exception of maybe some of the shooting sports, because those definitely start to become a little more one-eyed preferred. But I think most sports, it's both eyes working together.
Well, Fraser, you just touched on the huge point there. There's certain aspects of certain sports will rely on either positioning or everything is really going to be specific task orientation. And shooting is obviously clearly one of them. Even as much as we train shooters in most instances to be binocular, there's just a lot of issues with dominance that you have to work around. And that's one thing that, especially in a dynamic nature, gets far more complex. And I think, within reason, if we're talking about dominance period in general athletics, I don't think it is a huge issue at all. I think it's an insignificant issue. If we're going to talk about some really advanced stuff, dynamic shooting, we're going to talk about basically, SWAT style, read, identify, target, saccades, stuff like that, retarget. That could be a conversation that could be pretty complex, and I think dominance has some key there. But for 99.9% of athletics, I don't think it's an issue.
Yeah, I would agree. I think equalizing vision is certainly a priority for most of us as eye care practitioners, and trying to make sure that the athlete has, equal clarity, equal vision in both sides. And certainly we've all had anecdotal stories to that effect of someone who felt more comfortable going one way or more comfortable shooting one way. Only to find out that it was actually a clarity difference between the two eyes, as opposed to, my left eye is dominant, my right eye is dominant. That doesn't mean it's the better seeing eye, right? So, it's just simply a neurological process of being dominant, just like being right-handed or left-handed. So the point is, let's equalize vision. I think that's the more important, more critical factor.
A really basic standpoint. A lot of athletes just naturally assume whichever eye has the higher prescription is the worse eye, which automatically makes it the non-dominant eye. They don't really realize that the difference in prescription in your eyes has nothing to do with which eye is dominant in most cases, unless they're farsighted. It's significantly farsighted.
Yeah, and actually at that point, I know a Division III golfer who his right eye was his dominant or preferred eye, but that was his worst acuity. So
yeah, and that happens too.
Maybe that's why he's playing Division III. I'm joking. All right. Well, that's good. Thank you guys for the first PROspective. Stay tuned. We're going to have plenty more coming. And thank you.